What is up, everybody? This is your JoshAgeddon review of both NXT Takeover War Games and Survivor Series 2017, and we have a very special guest, Sean McCarthy, the Colonist. What's up, man?
Hello.
It's been a good while since you were with us. Last time was SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Back in August. This year's going by quickly.
It is.
Very quickly.
It's December next week.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And I'm a 20-year-old, I would say man, but I'm very immature, so I don't know.
Yes, and happy birthday.
Thank you. So we had NXT Takeover War Games and Survivor Series, two very good shows.
Yeah, I thought they were both great.
Yeah, even though Survivor Series had a very, very bizarre ending, liked both shows.
We'll get to that.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
We will get to that. But yeah, we're
Lord.
Kicking things off with NXT Takeover War Games. And, of course, the preview... We're doing this kind of late. We're doing this on a Wednesday as opposed to a Monday, but we both had things going on. So, we're going to be watching...
We have lives.
Yeah, we have lives.
We owe you nothing, fans. Remember that. We love you, but we owe you nothing.
So the quote-unquote pre-show is going to be tonight. And that one has Pete Dunne versus Johnny Gargano for the UK title. I can't wait to watch that match.
Yeah, that should be a barn burner.
Yeah. So the show kicked off with Lars Sullivan versus Cassius Ohno. I was not really looking forward to it that much because it didn't have all that much build, and they were just kind of like, I want to fight this guy, and then they had a run-in the week later. So, but I did really like this match.
Well, that would make one of us. I didn't hate it. Let me put it this way. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. But to me, I just think Lars is kind of like, it just feels like Braun Light to me, like just right now. And obviously NXT is the place to develop that character, and it's got a good start. I think beating Cassius Ohno does move him up a little bit. But I'd like to see a little bit more than just the crossover between Snitsky and Luther Reigns.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, it's...
He's Braun Strowman if Braun Strowman was intelligent, somewhat. But I'm probably going to be the only person that thinks this, but I think this dude is what Braun Strowman pretends to be. This
has the potential to be.
This is... I cannot stand Braun Strowman, and I really, really, really like Lars Sullivan. What happened here?
What confuses me is how could both of those names be that bad? Because like, Lars Sullivan sounds like a car mechanic. And Cassius Ohno, that just... What?
You know, we can't just call him Chris Hero or anything like that. But
yeah, and also, I think it's kind of funny that he uses a basketball jersey to cover up like his flub.
Yeah.
Because you know that's the only reason he wears it.
Yeah, and at least he stopped wearing stripes for the time being, because that did not look good on him.
Well, it had those dark blue stripes on it, so it was still blue, but it had some stripes on it. But
yeah, not that much. But you remember when he had like a bunch of stripes, and it just made him look really, really awkward.
Oh yeah,
it was funny, but
so I mean, it wasn't a bad match. It just like it was on the right time on the card. I think any other time in the night would have really brought the house down. And I think it was good, kind of elevating that to some degree.
It felt more like a TV opener than a pay-per-view opener, but it wasn't bad, and I really, really liked it. But pretty much with Lars Sullivan, my only problem with him is the way he started off by having tag team partners and then killing them when they lost. That's kind of strange, I guess, but...
I mean, it's something different, but I mean, unfortunately, I don't get to watch the actual shows a whole lot, so I'm just going based on the pay-per-views themselves.
Yeah.
So, like, and that was my first time ever seeing Lars Sullivan, so, like, there's definitely, you can see the room to grow.
I've seen a bunch of him in singles matches on NXT, and he's not, I wouldn't say he's great, but he has a lot of potential, and I like him a lot more than Braun Strowman. He could probably be better than Braun Strowman, and I've tweeted numerous times he's better at being Braun Strowman than Braun Strowman is. And even in this match...
He's booked correctly, yes.
Even in this match, he did a pop-up power slam. I guarantee you if you tried to have Braun Strowman do that, he would screw it up. And in Survivor Series, he tried that and screwed it up. With Bobby Roode, you remember that?
I do remember that.
So yeah, this dude is... I'm probably in the minority. I'm definitely in the minority because I don't have the wrestling fandom's strange boner for Braun Strowman. I don't get it, but Yeah.
Well, I'd be interested to see how many years of experience Lars Sullivan has as compared to Braun Strowman. Because, I mean, when you think about when Braun Strowman was brought into the main roster, he had only been working for like a year and a half.
And it showed.
So
and it still kind of shows.
Absolutely it does. He's had to learn on the fly and on the road, which is not easy.
Yeah.
So.
And I really liked in this match that they're pretty much making Lars Sullivan kind of like Ishii from New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know how he has like a stone skull, and like how every time you hit him he no-sells it. I love that they're doing that with Lars Sullivan.
Also, that dude has a massive chin.
Yes, he does, so it makes sense.
He's got that whole Timmy Turner Crimson Chin stuff going on.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
So
and it's
if
great.
the whole like badass Snitsky gimmick doesn't work out, red suit up and hit that Crimson Chin.
Okay, I would love to see that. That would be amazing.
I'd mark for that.
So yeah, and so pretty much the whole story of the match was Cassius was trying to knock him out, but he just wouldn't go down, and he only got like one pinfall on him, and Lars just threw him off. And then Lars just pinned him with that Spinebuster Uranagi thing, which is a very simple move, but I do like it.
I like it if it's protected.
Yes.
You know, if it's like any other finisher. I think it was on one of the Stone Cold podcasts, Paul Heyman made a great comment of like, you can give a guy like Mark Henry a headlock.
Yeah.
But if that headlock is protected well enough that nobody can get out of that headlock, that's going to draw. I mean, Bruno Sammartino's move was a bear hug.
And another thing, it helps when your move is something that no one else does. One of my biggest problems with Braun Strowman's Power Slam is that a lot of people do it. Again, Lars Sullivan did one on the show, and it wasn't a finishing move. I just don't believe that it's a finisher.
Well, and the only guy who was ever really able to pull that off successfully before Braun was Davey Boy Smith.
Yeah.
And even at that, it was kind of weak at that time.
Yeah.
You know?
But all in all, I really enjoyed this match. It wasn't anything special, but it was exactly what it needed to be, and I give it a thumbs up.
Sure. It's a good opener.
And then we have my only problem with this show.
No, another guy that you just do not like.
Oh my god, except I actually think this dude's a good wrestler, but I have never both hated and loved a match before. It's very strange.
For those of you who aren't with us, this is the Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream match.
Yes, and on Twitter I have a very non-PG name for him, but I'm not going to repeat it because it's very unkind. But so yeah, it was Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream. Positive out of the way, this was a very good match. They did some awesome stuff. They did some awesome stuff in this match, both of them.
I would say it was probably the second best singles match of the weekend.
Yeah, sure. I kind of thought the Drew McIntyre Andrade Cien Almas match was kind of almost equal, kind of.
That's third for me, so.
Yeah.
They were both up there. They're both good.
Yeah, and I'm not really one that cares about characters or like build-ups. I'm more of a what they're doing in the ring kind of guy. But this is my exception. I don't give a crap what your character is unless your character is annoying and whatever the frick the Velveteen Dream is. I cannot stand his character. Because
is he supposed to be a face?
I have no idea.
Because that was the only thing I had an issue with in this match, is it really wasn't clear who was heel and who was babyface. And I know WWE likes doing that. Well, there are no heels and babyfaces. BS.
Yes.
That's
my problem with it.
I just couldn't tell.
My problem with it is, like, I don't like that it's a feminine character. Like, I'm sorry, but in the context of professional wrestling, when you're supposed to have tough guys hitting each other, I'm sorry, but a feminine guy just is turn the channel heat for me. That's just
it's a tough gimmick to get over.
Yes,
I think only by nature of the business, but it's not impossible. You have to have, like, everything needs to line up correctly, but I think you and I were talking at the show itself. It has room for improvement. I think the look is really unique. That's something that I have not seen in a very long time. I love the airbrush tights with both of them on it. I thought that was great.
I didn't like that.
The only thing, just like Lars Sullivan, it's a character that could be developed better. I don't really like the whole say my name thing. I don't really think that works.
That was another thing that I did not like. And I was like, this dude is already extremely feminine, and now you're trying to get another man to say his name? Seriously?
And I don't know. I was kind of surprised that the crowd popped for it when he actually said his name.
I cannot believe how into the Velveteen Dream the crowd was. I cannot believe it. And that did kind of make me furious.
But not for nothing. He is a good worker.
Yes, he's a very good... That's what makes me so frustrated. I hate his gimmick, but he's a very good wrestler. In my opinion, he has a better-looking elbow drop than Kairi Sane. And I love Kairi Sane's insane elbow.
Both look different, which makes them good. Which makes them both good.
I hate that I have to say this, but he has a beautiful elbow drop. If it wasn't for his gimmick, I would not have a problem saying he has a beautiful elbow drop, because that kind of makes me uncomfortable given his gimmick. But
and I think Aleister Black, I'd love to see like an Aleister Black Brock Lesnar match.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
Because I could see them working a UFC style fight. You know, similar to when Lesnar came onto the scene in 2012.
Yeah.
Where it was a lot more strikes, a lot of stiffer work. And I think Aleister Black's a guy who could easily work that style of match and get it over.
Yeah. Yeah, but they had a great match. I mean, probably the spot of the match, maybe of the night, was... I don't know what the move is called, but it's like the Sister Abigail, but into a DDT that the Velveteen Dream did to Aleister Black.
Cool.
That was outstanding. I was mad, but that was like, okay, you got me with that. That was good. You know, whenever someone the crowd doesn't like does something cool and they said, you still suck, I was doing the you still suck chant. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I loved Aleister Black's, I've never seen this before, a spinning back knee. Like, it's usually a spinning back heel kick, but this time he did it with the knee, and I was like, I've never seen that before.
Well, and that's something that I really appreciate about the NXT roster, is that it's very clear that they are not given the move limits that you see on the main roster. You don't see the watering down of movesets.
And the cartwheel Death Valley driver is really cool and unique.
Yeah, I mean, I think they both have I think both of them gained a lot from this match. I think it benefited both characters in both ways. Even in a loss, Velveteen Dream looked good out of it. So I think it was easily one of the best matches of the weekend.
Oh yeah. Even though it made me angry, I hated it, but I loved it at the same time. I'm very conflicted. Although,
very well done.
Another issue I have was more with the camera work. At the very end of the match, when Aleister Black hit the black mask, the camera cut, like the camera was zoomed in on Patrick Clark's face, and then it cut to it didn't cut till after Black hit the kick, and you were like, did he hit him with the move? And then he pinned him, and he was like, oh yeah, he did hit him with the move. That was weird. There was a little the camera work on this show was not the best.
And that's kind of surprising, because most of the time I think the camera work is probably the best in NXT.
Yeah, it was very strange.
And I think that's partly just not having Kevin Dunn running most of it.
Yeah. It wasn't bad, but it was noticeable at points, and that was one of the more noticeable ones. But moving on, I loved this match. The women's Fatal 4-Way to determine the new NXT Women's Champion. Kairi Sane, Ember Moon, Peyton Royce versus Nikki Cross. Let me first start off by saying Nikki Cross is extremely tough, because I think it was Ember Moon gave her a huge powerbomb on the outside, and oh my god!
Yeah,
that had to suck.
Yeah,
the splat, just that was yeah. Nikki Cross she's fearless. But yeah, this was.
It kind of fits with her character.
Yeah, that's true.
The whole sanity run and all that.
Yeah, she really does not need any more head trauma. Not at all.
No.
But yeah, everyone in this match got a chance to shine, and it was very good.
Yeah,
a whole lot of crazy stuff.
I think everybody got good exposure. I think that got everyone in that match over. If that's one thing I really like about these takeover shows, is you don't feel like anybody loses out at the end of a match.
Yeah, even people who lose still look kind of good.
Yeah.
And even Peyton Royce, when I was thinking about this match before it started, I was like, I don't think Peyton Royce is a bad wrestler, but she kind of like when you have Kairi Sane, Ember Moon, Nikki Cross. Peyton Royce is kind of the sore thumb, but she was very good in this match.
She held her own.
Yeah,
sure.
she was very good. And she has one of the most beautiful fisherman suplexes ever.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. And what I really liked about this match was just the finish was great. I loved the double elbow, and I loved the double eclipse stunner, or whatever she calls it.
I don't see how she did not screw that up. That was so impressive. That was extremely impressive. And when Peyton Royce came out and Billie Kay went to the back and let her come out by herself, I messaged you. I was like, I think Peyton Royce is winning this. I'm 99.9% sure. So yeah, they did a good job throwing me off, and I was not expecting Ember Moon to win at all.
No, and I'm glad she did. I mean, it was cool. It was a nice moment when Asuka came out and handed the belt to her, and that was very cool. I thought that all came together quite nicely.
Yeah, the only thing about the ending was some people were saying that they kind of made Ember Moon look like a weak champion because she couldn't beat the champion, and when the champion finally left, that's when she won the title, and then the champion handed her the belt. And some people said that Asuka was stealing her spotlight. I don't see it that way.
I didn't really feel that.
Yeah, I did not feel that at all. When I saw it, I thought, yeah, she couldn't beat Asuka, but she earned Asuka's respect, and Asuka was giving her a thumbs up, and it was like a passing of the torch.
Well, and I mean, because what else are you gonna do? Have Ember Moon attack Asuka? Because you're not furthering that feud.
Yeah, or have Ember Moon like kick her and then give her an eclipse. Then everyone would be like, did Ember Moon just turn heel? I'm fine with what they did.
Yeah, I really think that was the best way to go forward. I didn't really feel like that hurt anybody involved.
Yeah. And plus, it's kind of hard to say Ember Moon is a weak champion. I mean, she gave two people a double eclipse and pinned them clean.
Yeah.
How is that not weak? How is that weak?
She's been putting on some of the best women's matches to date.
Her match with Asuka at the last Takeover, Brooklyn 3, is probably the best women's match of the year.
Fantastic. It really was great.
Yeah. All right, up next...
my only question, before we do this, I know we're trying to move this along, do you think Kairi Sane's gimmick is going to get over the whole pirate deal? Because I couldn't tell whether that was resonating with people.
I have no idea.
On Saturday. I don't know if the pirate wheel really works. I don't know if the hat... I like the hat.
I personally love her gimmick. Hat. I love her gimmick.
No, I think it's good, but I was wondering there just because... it didn't feel like people were attaching to that like they were to Ember Moon or even Peyton Royce's like attitude or Nikki Cross's fierceness.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like there was that connect as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I am kind of worried about her with that gimmick, especially, you know how Vince McMahon is. So.
Well, Vince McMahon would probably have her keep that gimmick.
Yes, and make it like cartoonish.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
So,
but yeah, great match. But moving on, probably the most brutal match of the show. Drew McIntyre. Well, what am I talking about? The most brutal singles match of the show.
Sure.
Drew McIntyre versus Andrade Cien Almas for the NXT title. This was a very good match, although I do think the crowd was tired, pretty much. So.
Well, I think that's the biggest. If there's anything I could really critique NXT for, is that all the matches are great quality, so that the fans are just exhausted halfway through.
Yeah.
It's just because every match is great.
There's no buffer. There's no buffer match.
Yeah, it's seriously, and which I love. I love the fact that every match is action packed, but for a live crowd, that's got to take a toll.
And this match was fantastic. One of the every match on the show was very good, but this is one of the best matches of the weekend. It's kind of hard to say this was one of the best of when so many other matches on the same show were just as good, if not better. But this was still fantastic.
Considering Survivor Series more than lived up to expectations.
Yeah, that too.
This was really tough to rank some of these matches because everybody delivered.
That's a very good problem to have.
And it's not a problem WWE has had in a very long time.
When is the last time we had... Oh, there's so many good matches. When is the last time we've had that problem?
Like 2003 4, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Like, the only one I'm thinking is maybe WrestleMania 20.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of great matches on that card.
Yeah.
Beyond that, yeah.
Probably, there was so many great spots in this match. I love the spot where, Selena Vega tried to do something to Drew on the outside, but he just overpowered her and just threw her on the apron, and then just, Andrade tried to suicide dive, but he punched him in the face in midair. That's how you get a babyface over.
Yeah, and you know what's great is I was always a fan of Andrade Cien Almas, but I always felt like there was something missing from him, and Selena Vega ended up being that missing piece.
Yes.
And it has really shot him up. They need to keep them together forever.
Yeah,
Main
she's great.
Included.
She's great.
Because it allows him to work less on his mic.
And another thing, they beat the tar out of each other in this match. I mean, one of the first things in the match was Andrade slapping the crap out of Drew McIntyre's chest. And you were just like, okay, this is going to be not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, this was stiff. This was a stiff match throughout, and I love that. And the great thing is, you know that Drew McIntyre can have those style of matches.
Yes.
You've seen a lot of those style of matches with him, where he can just go, before 3MB and all that.
Drew McIntyre is the total package. He has everything.
He does, and that baffles me that he even got to 3MB.
I know.
That just shows how bad WWE's booking has gotten.
Well, he was not as good back then as he is today.
That's true. I would agree with that.
Because he had everything except being. You feel like this dude is going to kill someone. Sometimes he was kind of missing that.
He's definitely got a more star power now than
yes.
he did on his first run, for sure. And I think that's just a factor of more experience in the business. You know, being able to go out and be able to work different matches in different promotions and not be limited to WWE's style.
Yeah.
Really expanded his boundaries.
And probably my favorite spot in this entire match, it's been a few days since I've seen the match. I probably should have watched it beforehand, but there was a spot in this match where Drew countered something, floated over into the Future Shock DDT, and I almost lost my mind. It was the most beautiful transition into a DDT I've ever seen. And I replayed it over and over and over again. I was like, that is one of the best DDTs I've ever seen. And there were plenty of DDTs in this match. There was a lot of DDTs, and I loved it.
There was a lot of head trauma
in
this match.
And there was a beautiful moonsault to the outside that Andrade did. That dude, they are both awesome. And of course,
Almas is talented. Man.
Yeah,
he really is.
Yeah, and then the Claymore where he made Andrade do a moonsault to the canvas. It was great.
That was fun.
And the finish of this match, holy crap!
That took me for a loop. I did not expect Almas to win this match.
Yeah, I was not expecting it at all. I was very shocked.
I don't think that was hard. That would be hard to predict. I mean, I figured that the only reason I can figure that is that McIntyre is coming back at the Rumble.
Yeah, but the one negative about that is during the finish, Drew McIntyre injured his biceps, so he might be out for a while.
Well, but John Cena came back from a torn pectoral in like 2.5 months.
Yeah, but that's because only kryptonite can hurt that man. But yeah.
Well, apparently green was his kryptonite because that was a god awful performance. But we'll get to that.
Yes, we'll get to that. But yeah, this was a great match, and I love the finish, the super top rope DDT that Andrade did. That's how. If you want to pin someone, that's a good way to pin someone.
The only better finish. I mean, I've seen some really fun finishes. The only finish that I've ever else been like, that's it. There's no way anyone's getting up from that. Was and I don't know how much Lucha Underground you've seen.
Not that much.
But there was a match between this guy, the Mac, and this guy, Cage, at the end of season 1, and it was a no disqualification match. And the final spot was Cage just curb stomping the Mac's head through a concrete block.
I think I did see that. I
was like, that's it. There's not a chance he gets up after that. You cannot kick out of a curb stomp into a cinder block.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Not even Dean Ambrose when he's fighting his blood rival Seth Rollins.
No, not a chance.
So yeah, major thumbs up for this match. And then the main event. War Games, Sanity versus the Undisputed Era versus the Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong.
And this is where you could really tell the audience was tired.
Yes, but holy crap.
Gassed.
I adored this match. It was a little slow to get going, but holy crap.
I mean, this could easily be like the second to top match of the weekend.
This is
Like all around.
It's either this or Brock and AJ Styles. It's my favorite.
I think that's the top.
This is my favorite match.
Number one.
Not just of the week, of the year. I love
could
this.
easily be match of the year, but we'll get to that too.
I love this match. This is everything I want wrestling to be. If it's not a good technical match, just have like carnage, people beating the tar out of each other with weapons.
I really liked the new rules.
Yes, and I did too.
Of War Games. It was a fresh take. You know, it wasn't the same thing as WCW. It had a new spin.
Yeah.
It moved the match along. That was one of the things I hated about WCW War Games. It just took forever.
Yeah.
It was just every 2 minutes would be another guy. You got two guys every 2 minutes. That was way faster, way easier. Got more time for spots.
Yeah.
Very well done by all of them.
And can I just say one of my favorite things about this match is when Adam Cole, whenever he did the Adam Cole baby, it was thunderous. Like
that's so over.
He's over. That's over. I love Adam Cole. I was not that much of an Adam Cole fan because I didn't really watch that much of his stuff besides some YouTube stuff about PWG. But man, I'm a fan of the guy now.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a good amount of his Ring of Honor work. I mean, I really do like Adam Cole. I think bringing him in with Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, bringing them in was a solid move. I think it was cool seeing Kevin Owens wearing the Undisputed Era shirt.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
It was like a little tribute to Ring of Honor. Like, yeah we're all still in the same boat.
And it is kind of weird because earlier this year at Wrestle Kingdom, we saw Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly for the ROH Championship. So this has been a very strange year.
But it's been a strange year, but it's been a great year of wrestling.
Yes.
Not necessarily for WWE.
Yeah. I would say that
wrestling itself, it's been a great year.
Yeah, I think it's been even better than last year because last year was a very good wrestling year, wrestling wise.
Sure.
But there was so much crazy stuff in this match. One of my favorite spots was when one of the Authors of Pain grabbed Adam Cole and launched him all the way over the ropes to the other ring. That was hilarious and awesome.
That was great. They really did take advantage of having two rings, which I think was great.
And I marked out when Killian Dane swallowed the key to the cage. It's a great mixture of just comedy. It fits his character. He's a monster. It's ridiculous. It's awesome.
That was brilliant.
It was everything. I could not stop laughing. I was marking out. It made me giddy like a child on Christmas morning. It was fantastic. And he gave I think he gave Adam Cole a Michinoku driver on top of Roderick Strong. No, not Roderick Strong. On top of Kyle O'Reilly. And I was like, I bet that hurt. I bet that hurt.
You know, speaking of Roderick Strong, I kind of hope that he sticks with the Authors of Pain and then starts trying to say that he runs the group.
Yeah.
And, because this is the little scrawny dude who's yeah, I'm part of the Authors of Pain, and you know what, I'm the leader.
Yeah.
And then just eventually the Author of Pain just wrecking him.
Yeah, I do like that Roderick Strong did put on the attire instead of just being Roderick Strong. I did like that. Yeah,
that was cool. I think it added to it.
And he gave Adam Cole, I've never seen this before, a torture rack double knee backbreaker. I was like, holy crap! I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that was very nicely done.
Yeah. Everyone in this match was awesome. And we even got some blood.
Yeah.
We even got some blood, especially poor Wolf.
Yeah.
That poor dude.
Rough.
Yeah, the super German suplex through two tables, and when we saw his head, he was dripping, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Sanity. Everyone in Sanity they were the only people that got busted open. Although I do hear that Adam Cole got busted open, but got, it fixed during the match or afterwards, but I didn't see anything. I just heard about that.
He had gotten busted open 2 days before facing, I forget who.
Yeah, I heard he clonked his head with someone.
Yeah, and he had 6 staples in his head like 2 days prior.
That's what I was talking about. I didn't know if it was during this match or a few days before, but
no, it was just before. I actually half expected Adam Cole to be the one that got busted open.
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised.
But
and one of the more
the blood also helps Sanity's character, though.
Yeah.
You know, of anyone to get busted open during that match, it makes sense to be Sanity because it shows their toughness and how crazy they are to come in, and they're still fighting anyway.
Yeah. And another one of my favorite spots. This was kind of a botch, kind of. You could kind of tell that they kind of went off script a little bit, but it was near the middle of the match, or near the three-thirds point of the match, when everyone, like when Adam Cole was in the center on the top rope seated, and everyone just got powerbombed and suplexed, and it was just Adam Cole, and he started laughing, and then the Authors of Pain stood up. They did the spot, and then like they noticed that the replay was going on, so they stopped, and when the replay finished, they started over again.
Oh, yeah.
That was very funny. That was funny. But the look...
Oh, well, I mean, how are you supposed to gauge that, though?
Yeah. It was funny. I don't blame them. Just you can't help it. But Adam Cole has great facial expressions.
He does.
Yeah.
He's great at what he does.
Yeah.
And
so much crazy stuff.
My favorite part of this match was actually after the match was over. When nobody got up, everybody was selling their injuries. The Undisputed Era could barely get up.
Yes.
They could barely move. That was top-notch selling by
yes, it was.
all 9 of those guys. That is how you end a War Games, making it look like war. That was brilliantly done.
Yes, and the superplex off the cage with the fans chanting, "Please don't die." That's a PWG chant.
That was fantastic.
Yes. Just so much crazy stuff in this match. And, of course, Adam Cole got the pin. Of course it was going to be Adam Cole getting the pin with a Shining Wizard into a chair onto, what's his name? I forgot his name. Who did he pin again? I know it's Eric Young. Eric Young.
Eric Young,
yeah, Eric Young. I had a brain fart for a second there, but yeah. I loved this show. The main event was awesome. My only problem was Velveteen Dream, and even then he looked really good in his match. Overall,
it wouldn't matter whether he had a good match or not. You would have just hated the match regardless.
I still do. I still do hate that match, but I love it at the same time. The fact
he was on the card was the problem in the first place.
Yes. The fact that he's on a TakeOver show offends me to a very significant degree. But he is a good wrestler, I'll give him that. I just hope I never see him again.
Might be disappointed.
Yeah. So overall, I'm going to give this show a 9 out of 10.
I gave it an 8.5. I thought it was very good.
Yeah, this was a fantastic show. So moving on to a very interesting show that was also very good, Survivor Series 2017. A lot of stuff happened on the show.
Series I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, this was like 2016. I hated last year's Survivor Series. So much stupid crap. 2015's was kind of terrible, not that bad, but not good either.
Was 2015 the one where
they had the tournament?
Cash the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
That was rough.
2014 was awful. That was the one that had Adam Rose and the Bunny. Sorry.
I don't think I've even watched that one.
It was horrible. And the one before that was 2013. That was the one with Randy Orton and the Big Show in the main event. Ugh. Survivor Series has had a rough go-around for the past several years.
Yeah, this was a nice resurgence for a change.
Yeah. The last time there was a good Survivor Series was 2012, and even then it was alright.
Yeah, no, this was a downright good show.
Yes, this was a very good show, and I enjoyed most of it. But we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
One negative about the show. 5 people on commentary. Why?
I didn't... At first, I didn't like it, but there were a lot of... I loved Corey.
Corey Graves is awesome.
Crapping on everybody.
Yes.
Like, he was no filter. I remember what my favorite part of Corey Graves was when they paneled off to all of the foreign language people.
Yeah.
And then Corey Graves like, yeah, they all said, "Shut up, Saxton."
And then when Bobby Roode was coming out, he was like, "Give me a hallelujah," and one of them said, "Hallelujah," and he said, "Shut up, Phillips," and then he was like, "But I'm Saxton."
No, there were a lot of really great moments, and above all else, Corey Graves is a once-in-a-lifetime talent.
Yes, he's
really
phenomenal.
Is fantastic.
And on the opposite side of the spectrum, Booker T. Oh my God.
Hey, he used to be called King Ross. He's not King Ross anymore, but Cultaholics Ross is making quite a lot of money off Booker T sucking awfully at commentary.
He's the worst.
I miss John Bradshaw Layfield.
Yes, like Michael Cole is terrible, but he's an idiot, but at least he knows what's going on.
Michael Cole is only bad when he's got Vince McMahon in his ear constantly.
But Booker T has no idea what's going on at any times, and he has a rational hatred for random people.
I think Booker T's getting high as hell before he comes out.
Yes,
there,
yes.
Too many
he can't even remember like his own career half the time. And like during the Raw tag team match, the Raw versus SmackDown title champion versus champion match, he started yelling at Corey Graves and was like, "Were you ever a tag team champion?" No. And everyone was like, he was an NXT tag team champion, Booker, and Booker T was just like, "Oh, the whatever."
I'll give it to Booker T. At least he's trying to start stuff with SmackDown. Like he was inciting the battle.
He made me so mad on the show.
It was cringeworthy most of the time.
Yes, I was yelling at my computer monitor, just shut up, Booker.
Yeah.
But other than that,
But Booker T made Saxton look good, which made Corey look better.
Yes.
So it really, of anyone who got over on commentary, for me, it was Corey Graves.
And I will say, like, I can't remember which match it was. I think it was a tag team match after Booker T forgot that Corey even won a title. When Byron Saxton just nonchalantly said, "There's a lot of factual discrepancies over there on SmackDown," that made me laugh. To which Michael Cole said, "Yeah, they all went away when you left." Which I was like, "All right, I'll give both of you that one. That was very good. That was funny."
No, I mean they were having fun. I could tell the commentary team was having fun.
Except for Booker.
You don't feel a whole lot as much.
Like it felt like four commentators were doing commentary with a dude who had Alzheimer's in Booker T. That's what it felt like.
Oh, well, it couldn't be worse than Art Donovan.
I don't have a clue who that is, but
little wrestling history here. Art Donovan, I forget which WrestleMania it was, but he was doing guest commentary, but he didn't really know anything about wrestling, so every time he was just like asking how much people weighed, and he thought that was what made the difference. It's terrible, but you could figure it out right now for $9.99 on the WWE Network.
Nice. We need some product placement on this show.
Hey,
but anyway,
get those views, man.
Yeah, we need those. We need that YouTube money.
That's right.
Yeah, my last YouTube paycheck was like what, 15 cents. This is what it looks like on the other side, ladies and gentlemen, making 15 cents.
This is reality. PewDiePie is only making 15 cents.
Yes.
The YouTube does not pay.
Especially with the new yellow check mark. No, the yellow dollar sign on every video. That just pristine. Just amazing. But anyway, back to the show.
More about this on YouTube Red, but anyway.
But the show started out with The Shield versus The New Day.
Great opener.
Very, very good opener. I thought this was a little bit long, and there was a point in the match where it did seem like everyone got confused for about 10 seconds, but other than that, I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, it was nice to not see Roman booed horrendously. I mean,
yeah.
They hate Roman, but they'll still mark for the Shield.
Yes. It's sad, funny, and it's nice at the same time.
It's nice. It's nice to change of pace.
Yeah.
I happen to like Roman Reigns.
Yeah, me too.
I love the fact that WWE has a troll.
Yeah. That too.
Anytime that WWE is just pissed with the fans, Roman Reigns.
Just have him be number 30 at every Royal Rumble until the end of time.
Well, here was my question about this match. It's like, how do they then remove Roman Reigns from the Shield in order to face Brock at WrestleMania 34 other than winning the Rumble?
Yeah, Royal Rumble 2018 is going to be interesting.
I have a feeling that it easily could be Roman Reigns.
Yeah. But this match was very good. Bunch of cool spots. For one, Big E did the apron spear that I hate when he does it, but he didn't almost kill himself this time, so yeah, there's that.
He always scares the shit out of me.
Yes, me too.
I'm like, Big E, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah,
Stop it.
it's terrifying. There was a double midnight hour, which was awesome.
That was insane.
Yeah, and
that might have been the spot of that match.
Tons of near falls, which for an opener that's a little much, but it was very good. And of course, the finish was a second rope shield bomb, which that probably could kill someone. But
I could have.
Yeah, even in kayfabe, that could probably kill someone.
But it was nice. It was nicely done. I mean, no surprise that the Shield won, but I think that the New Day looked great in the process.
Yes.
Kind of like all of NXT, I didn't feel like either team felt like they lost anything out of the match.
Yeah. I mean,
which for a main roster match is unheard of.
Yes. But I knew throughout the whole match that the Shield was most likely going to win, but there were a few points where I was kind of nervous, where I was like, oh no, they're going to have New Day win. But that overall very good match. A little long for my taste, but yeah.
New Day to add something to their character.
I want them to break up because I hate them.
I don't hate them. I just want them to have something more than the trombone that they're using to get over, because I don't really feel like they've gotten anywhere in like a year's time. I don't feel like they've changed anything about them.
I have hated them since day one, since they first formed. But the only I only liked them for one day, and that's when they came out of WrestleMania 32 as Dragon Ball Z. That's the only time I've ever liked them.
That was legit. That was great.
Yeah, it was great. And then Michael Cole had to say Vegeta, and I was like, "That's not how you say the word."
No.
But anyway,
that's the best Michael Cole could possibly do. Because think about Vince McMahon. Think about that idea being pitched to Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon not knowing what the fuck Dragon Ball Z even is. Like, him just trying to comprehend the show that they're even trying to replicate here. And then, saying, okay, you can come out of a giant box of cereal dressed as these
monkey aliens.
Characters. That's gotta be a mindfuck.
That's gotta be a hard sell. But yeah, that's the only time I've ever liked the New Day. Other than that, because they appealed to something I've been in love with since I was in first grade. Other than that, I give them nothing. Except that I think Big E and Kofi are good wrestlers. Not so much Xavier, but...
You know, I don't think Xavier has gotten enough matches with the New Day. Because it's always been Kofi and Big E. You know, and he's always kind of been the mouthpiece. Which has worked for him, but it's like, I don't think he's had the opportunity to really show the full extent of what he could do, like, if he was working a 15-minute singles match, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he was great in TNA as Consequences Creed. I mean, he had some amazing X Division matches with people like Jay Lethal and Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. You know, it's not that he isn't a good worker. It's that I don't think WWE has presented him as a good worker.
You don't ever get to see it. But... Exactly. All right, so yeah, the good opener, a little bit long, but it was still very good. Up next, this match. The women's Raw versus SmackDown Survivor Series match. I'm not even going to list all the names. You know who was in the match. This was both a very good match. This was both a very good match and a train wreck all at the same time. I loved it. It was I laughed till I cried. I lost my mind. I enjoyed this match, even though parts of it was terrible. But I'm gonna go ahead and get that out of the way.
Well, just another testament to the commentary team. They did a great job of putting Asuka over.
Yes, they did. They
did a great job of making her feel like a threat and making her feel like she is a big deal. And that really helped shape how the match went. My
favorite spot of this entire weekend was when...
slap.
No. Carmella slapped Asuka. And then, everyone was like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. And everyone on commentary was like, why did you just do that? And then Asuka gives her a pop-up knee, and then backs up and kicks Carmella so hard.
Yep.
I screamed.
That was my favorite. That was easily my favorite moment of the match. That was fantastic.
I watched that over and over and over. That
was the funniest thing.
It was funny. It was awesome. It was oh my God, how did she not kill that woman? She probably did, but Carmella might actually be dead. Just wow.
And Asuka's facial expression the second she got slapped was fantastic.
Yes.
It was like, oh, it's fucking on now.
That was awesome.
That
the
was
best
brilliant.
roundhouse kick I've ever seen.
That was brilliant.
But my other favorite part of this match...
The botch.
Oh my god.
Botch.
What idiot! Like, I was concerned when they had Tamina and Nia Jax in the ring at the same time, but they did alright, which stunned me. But who in their right mind was like, hey, let's have Alicia Fox and Naomi in the ring at the same time, and let's have them do spots?
Yeah.
But why, though?
Botch. Alicia Fox, knowing the botch.
It wasn't just that
What
botch.
did you think was going to happen?
It wasn't just that botch. Everything they did looked awful. Everything they did. They are so clumsy. They're so uncoordinated. Both of them. Not just Alicia. Both of them. I cannot stand Naomi on so many different levels. And one of the reasons why is because she's so clumsy.
Naomi's had a couple decent matches.
A couple.
But it's more... exactly. It's like...
She's athletic and that's about it.
Well, and in football, a 2 for 50 completion percentage
Yes.
is pretty bad.
She's
That's
awful.
like,
She's so bad. And every time I complain about it on Twitter, and yes, I complain a lot, I know, I get yelled at by her fans, and they say the dumbest things. And sometimes they were like, prove to me that she botches. And I just started sending them gifs of her botching moves. And then they start arguing with me about that, and I'm just like, God, I hate Naomi's fans. They just like her because, like, for some reason, black women in WWE, they just have weird ghetto fans. Like, I'm trying to not make this sound racist, but that's the truth.
I think the glow was cool at first, but, like, the title was not.
It's so cringeworthy.
That title belt was not.
That title belt was hideous.
Because I liked the look of, like, I did like the black light and, like, her hair. I thought that looked cool. But, like, it also only resonated so far with people.
Yeah.
You know?
Except me, because I find everything that Naomi does or says just absolutely rage-inducing. And then this match.
Well, it could have been Cameron. Well, all things considered.
At this point, I would rather take Cameron, because at least she's god-awful. She tried to pin someone who was on their stomach, but she at least makes me laugh. Naomi makes me cry. And not in a good way, but like... And immediately after the botch, I went on Twitter, and the first thing I said was, to all of Naomi's fans, defend that! I dare you. Because it was everyone's fault. Naomi's fault, Alicia's fault, the referee's fault. Okay, if in the match you know there's a spot where someone gets eliminated by submission, and you know they're supposed to kick out, don't count the pin! Just, ref, why? And Alicia, if you're supposed to kick out, kick out! And Naomi, if it screws up and she accidentally gets pinned, don't try to put her in a submission hold because that's the next spot. If she gets pinned, she gets pinned. Just move on. God, all three of you, especially Naomi and Alicia, you are both so terrible.
You know, part of me makes me wonder if calling up 4 NXT women to pad the roster isn't like a slight result of watching that match and seeing those girls botch bad enough to be like, hey, maybe we need some women who can work.
Yes. We need to have women who aren't extraordinarily clumsy. And it wasn't just that one botch. Everything they did sucked.
Well, and I think both of them were WWE homegrowns. I don't think either of them went through indie circuit. And it kind of just goes to show that these pure WWE guys, save for people like Ty Dillinger, most of the time are not producing well.
Yeah.
You know, Roman Reigns is just now starting to get into his own.
Yeah. But anyway, so all in all, I thought this was a very enjoyable match. It was both good and hilarious.
And it got Asuka over, which is what it was intended to do.
I was terrified that they were going to have Asuka be eliminated by a countout or a DQ. I didn't think they were going to pin her, but I was concerned that they were going to have her lose. But I am very surprised. I was kind of surprised and very pleased that they had her get the last 2 eliminations all by herself and put her over like the killer that she was in NXT. Both by submission as well.
Very nicely done.
Yes, so all in all, thumbs up, even though Naomi and Alicia Fox really need to learn how to wrestle if they're going to wrestle on pay-per-views. But up next, we had Baron Corbin versus The Miz, the Intercontinental Champion versus the United States Champion. This match surprised me. I was very pleasantly surprised.
I feel like the only issue I had with this match
is that they were both heels.
Well, yeah, and only that, like, Miz worked a good face for that particular match.
Yes.
And I thought that maybe that was leading to a longer-term face turn.
But then, no.
And then, you know, it happened with the whole Roman Reigns thing and the Intercontinental. I don't want to get into that. But anyway, it was good. It was a good match. It was a good match. One of Corbin's best on the main roster.
Yes, this might be Baron Corbin's best match.
Could be.
Possibly.
Of the main roster.
It wasn't great. It was good.
Well, and sadly, that's good for Baron Corbin.
Yes.
You know, and I like Baron. Baron's a hell of a talker.
Yes.
He's got mic skills. No one can dispute that. I just wish that his work in general has been better.
Yeah. And my one small problem with this match was it did feel weird. Like, you have this one guy who's talking crap about this man's wife to her face when she's right there, so that's an automatic heel move, especially considering she's pregnant. But then he has to overcome the other guy who's using his partners to help him cheat. Who am I supposed to cheer for in this match?
I mean, heel matches have always been difficult for WWE unless they were trying to turn somebody, and I don't feel like they were trying to turn anybody in this match.
They just kind of booked themselves into a corner.
Yeah, and it just did it was still good.
Yeah, it was the worst I'll say about it. It was just weird, but it was good.
But it was good.
They very seriously, just like with Asuka, except not to that extent, they made Baron Corbin look very good. He took out all three of them.
Absolutely.
And I'm a big fan of that.
That's what Baron Corbin should look like.
Yeah, and he did it clean.
Yeah, which I very much like. There's one thing I hate, though, and I don't hate a whole lot of things when it comes to wrestling. It takes a lot for me to hate something.
Yeah.
I hate Miz's figure 4. Oh, my God. It does not look like it hurts.
I'm more offended that he has it.
It looks, well, Flair gave it to him, and I was like, fine. But, God, it just
I never liked
bad.
that. I never liked that. I was like, of all people, The Miz, why?
It just looks bad. I would have given it to Ziggler before I would have given it to Miz.
Well, that ship has also sailed.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but, so yeah, all in all, I thought this was a very good, well, not a very good match, but a good match. One of the weaker matches on the show, but that just tells you how good the show was.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. It was not a bad match on this show, which... When is the last time WWE had a pay-per-view where there wasn't even a match that was just okay? Everything was at least good. So...
all four.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 20, as far as I can tell.
But yeah, Baron Corbin versus Miz was a good match. Up next, another very, very good match. The Usos versus Sheamus and Cesaro, or The Bar, in a champion versus champion match. This was a very good match. Very entertaining.
Heel Usos are the best Usos.
The Usos are the best tag team in WWE right now. They're awesome. And I used to hate them.
They've been killing it for years, but I hated their baby face. Their white meat baby face.
They were
Samoan gimmick. It just
They were so bland. Work. That stupid little chant they did at the entrance ramp where they were just screaming that got on my nerves.
Yeah.
And they were just like, "Oh, we're the good guys." And I'm like, "It's 2000 whatever. Can we please have something interesting?"
Yeah, and it also just goes to show that once you turn Samoans heel, their careers take off.
Yes.
Why can WWE not get this with Roman Reigns?
But Sean, he's not a good guy, but he's not a bad guy. He's the guy.
I know. It's annoying.
Yeah. I love it.
He acts heel, because Roman Reigns has been acting heel all year.
Yeah, but
they just won't officially turn it.
There was a whole lot of good stuff in this match. These two teams, the Usos, have had a fantastic year, except for Backlash, which that's
so was The Bar.
Yeah, so
this is easily the best representation of both tag divisions.
Yes.
Are these two teams?
Yes. Both teams have looked awesome this year. Even though my one problem is the tag titles themselves on both shows have been switching around a little too much, but that's my one problem. That's the only problem I have.
But at least with the Bar, you still felt like they actually were the measuring stick.
And the Usos too.
And the Usos too. They've always. And the Usos have been around long enough where you can actually consider them one of those legitimate tag teams that you gotta go through.
Yeah. And they did a bunch of crazy stuff in this match, like the white noise with Cesaro doing a springboard. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
The Samoan drop powerbomb thing in the corner. That was awesome. They even called out the super kick party, which was a little surprising, but poor Young Bucks.
That was just another slap in the nuts after the whole cease and desist thing. But in the Young Bucks' defense, and I hate the Young Bucks. I do not like the Young Bucks at all. But I had to give them credit for taking that cease and desist letter and making a T-shirt out of that. They even T-shirt out of that.
They even made it a part of their moveset. They debuted a new submission finisher, which is just a sharpshooter and crossface at the same time, and they called it the cease and desist.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Brilliant.
I really like the Young Bucks. I really like them. I think they're entertaining, and I think they're good wrestlers. But yeah, that's one thing we disagree on. But what are you gonna do?
Oh well.
But I love
this is the thing. On a side note, this is the thing that's missing from a lot of wrestling is we can be like, hey, I don't like what you like. You don't like what I like. But we like wrestling.
Yeah.
Let's not kill each other over it.
Yeah.
Be like, no, wrong, I hate you.
Yeah, and that's a problem that I've had with a certain guy who's British, but we're not going to talk about that.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, let's not go there. I might actually break something and go to Great Britain myself and punch someone. But anyway, back to the match.
I meant 5-on-5 to put that rage, so we'll save it.
There's a lot of background information that people are not going to understand, and you're not meant to understand it. That's private stuff.
Don't even worry about it, folks. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. Backstage heat, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's right.
So the finish of this match.
You have to subscribe to JoshAgeddon Extra to get all that for $6.99 a month.
For $6.99 a month. Man, that'd be more than I make from YouTube.
That's right.
But anyway, so the finish of this match was awesome. Sheamus got his face super kicked in over and over and over again. A meet in the middle super kick was just awesome. And then the over the top rope plancha to the outside, tag in midair, splash, 1, 2, 3. That was awesome.
That was great.
Love this match. Thumbs up.
Absolutely. Same for me. I will have to say this, though. As great as this match was, as far as the Bar is concerned, I did think their match with The Shield was better at SummerSlam.
Yes. And at No Mercy.
If for nothing else, just for the ripping apart of a beach ball.
Yeah. Yeah. That I'm glad we haven't seen much of that beach ball, because I was very concerned about that.
That pretty much ended it.
Yeah.
That pretty much made the statement.
Yeah. Up next was Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss, SmackDown Women's Champion versus Raw Women's Champion. It was either this or Baron Corbin and Miz, the two matches that I did not care about the most. And just like Baron Corbin and Miz, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I think it came together very well. The thing I took away from this is it really shows how hard Alexa Bliss is working on her working.
Yes, she's trying so hard.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And she is... got a lot of work ethic, and she's getting better every match.
Yes, she is, and I think this is. I think there might be a match that I'm not thinking about right now, but I think this is like her best match ever.
One of.
Yeah, definitely one of.
It's and I think that it's only going to get better for her from here. I mean, she's young too.
And this was better than better than Baron Corbin and The Miz.
Yeah, and it also shows WWE's faith in her that she was the first, before Charlotte, to win both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. It shows that they really care about her and her character and what she's able to do.
Yeah. And
she's only going to... She's got the mic skills. We know that.
Yeah, she's very good on the mic.
And the more that she develops her working skills, she could easily become one of the best women's wrestlers that WWE has ever had.
Just stop with the "this is your life" stuff, okay? Can we not with that?
Well, blame the writers for that. Don't blame her for that.
Yeah. In her defense, she was very good in that awful segment, but she was the one bright spot. But, so yeah, this match was great. Probably the best natural selection I've ever seen. Just beautiful.
That was very well set up.
Very, very well done. It was so perfectly executed. A wonderful looking Code Red. Although they kind of met. They were on a little bit of separate pages, but then they tried it again, and this time it looked awesome. She's very good at that Code Red.
And it also shows Charlotte's flexibility.
Yes.
Like flexibility as a worker. Being able to work a different style of match with Alexa Bliss as you would with somebody like Becky Lynch or she really can put on a good match, similarly to AJ Styles with pretty much anyone.
Yeah.
On the roster, she's
and there was
got that ability.
Yeah, there was some great selling in this match too by Charlotte.
For sure.
And so much good stuff in this match, and of course the finish. Charlotte making Alexa Bliss tap out to the figure 8, which also Miz. That's how you do a figure 4.
Charlotte's figure 8 looks 1,000 times better than Miz's figure 4.
Yes, I can actually buy that.
It just and I love the Miz, but every time he does that, it just pisses me off. It just I'm like, stop.
Stick to the skull crushing finale, dude.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so that was a good
Charlotte and Alexa Bliss.
Very good match.
Very nice.
Up next.
Best match of the night.
And if people are wondering why aren't we talking about like backstage segments, I skipped all of them. I did not care.
They didn't affect anything in the card.
Yeah.
It really was like, we got to see Jason Jordan say, I hope Triple H gets hurt and Kurt Angle wins. And then he didn't show up.
And while he was on TV, didn't he get booed? Didn't he get booed the instant he came on camera?
Oh, yeah.
This poor guy.
That was great.
This poor guy. He gets split up from his tag team partner and is given one of the dumbest gimmicks ever. And they just do absolutely nothing with him. The last pay-per-view he was on, he was throwing vegetables at a guy.
And he's a hell of a worker too.
Yes.
He's got skill.
Yeah, and they've just ruined him.
Yeah, I mean, there's a way to come back from it, but they're running out of time.
Yeah, they need to turn him.
So yeah, they have to turn him. I don't see any other thing they could do.
But yeah, what I was
the premise of like, Triple H has been more of a father to me in NXT than you ever were because you were never around, and I went and did all this Olympic shit myself. So fuck you, Kurt.
Did you see what he did on Raw when he was in the doctor's office and they was getting chat down? And he was like, he was right. He is a monster among men. Just oh my god, the worst line delivery ever.
It's bad.
And I don't think he's a bad actor, but my god, that was terrible. But then again, I'm so sick and tired of hearing all these WWE's weird thing with catchphrases gets on my nerves.
They're just trying to find stuff that's sellable enough to throw on T-shirts.
Yes.
I mean, let's be honest.
And they have to beat it into your brain over and over and over again. That's one thing I like about NXT. They don't do that.
Yeah.
Like with the Adam Cole baby. They barely ever mention that, and the crowd loves it. It's organic.
It's the main roster that's on a T-shirt.
Yeah, but in NXT it's organic. On WWE it's just forced.
Everything on main roster WWE is forced. I mean, that's the problem with heavily scripting everything.
Yeah.
It's like if you script every person, it's going to feel like somebody wrote it.
Yeah.
That's basics. That's basics.
Yeah. But up next. Oh, this match was awesome. Brock Lesnar,
really like AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, Universal Champion versus WWE Champion. This was so awesome.
Could be match of the year.
One of the best matches of the year. And everyone who has been complaining about Brock Lesnar this year, shut up.
Shut him up.
Shut up. Like, all he does is German suplexes.
You know what? It's kind of like the Randy Orton syndrome. Brock tries what he wants to try.
Yeah.
And when he tries, it's awesome. When he doesn't, like his match with Ambrose, he didn't really give a shit about that match with Ambrose.
Yeah.
With AJ Styles, that actually, like, same thing with him and Punk.
Yeah.
Him and Punk was awesome.
That's my favorite CM Punk match. And that's probably...
Yeah, I would say that's one of my favorite Punk matches.
and probably my only favorite Brock match above that is probably his Iron Man match with Kurt Angle. But Brock is awesome. I cannot believe that there are so many people that dislike him now. It's just absolutely mind-boggling to me.
Well, because most of the time Brock only bothers to do German suplexes, and in this match, he added a lot more to his arsenal. He had AJ do a lot. He sold for AJ.
There was really so much awesome stuff
together. Favorite part of the match was the calf crusher.
Oh yes,
the calf crusher for two reasons. One, the fact that Brock sold that as a legitimate submission, that made AJ look way better.
Yes.
Than anyone who's been locked in something with Brock. And second,
then,
just a vicious smash of the head like 6 times into the canvas. That was the most Brock thing to do.
Yes.
I was like, that was great.
What I think was awesome about it was we've seen people do that to AJ before. We've seen Dean Ambrose do it to him. We've seen a few other people do it. But none of those people are Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And he was trying to kill this man. It was fantastic.
And AJ selling the whole match.
Oh, yes. And
it reminded me of, like, it's almost reminded me of Hogan, Shawn Michaels without, like,
except it wasn't goofy.
Of it.
Except it wasn't goofy.
Without the ridiculously of it. But the selling was so grade A.
I remember probably the best, like, analogy. I've heard people compare Shawn Michaels against Hulk Hogan like a octopus in a washing machine. That's a very appropriate comparison.
Yeah.
But
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. This match was awesome. And even though I was burying Naomi and Alicia Fox earlier, there were some botches in this match, but
they never felt like botches.
They never made me laugh hysterically and angry at the same time.
And they never really felt like they took anything away from the match, I felt.
Yeah.
You know, nothing was catastrophic enough to be like, to interrupt the flow and the pattern of the match.
And the commentators were doing their best to cover for them, especially Corey Graves. Corey
Graves was just killing it.
Yes, and even Michael Cole was doing good commentary in this match.
Yeah, I mean, again, when everything lines up like that, when everybody tries, it's good.
Yes.
You know?
And I've seen several Brock Lesnar catches him in midair and gives him an F5. This was the best F5 catch ever because AJ got some air and Brock caught him perfectly. I marked out when he caught him. That was the best catch into a fireman's carry I've ever seen. And a beautiful F5, 1, 2, 3. Man, the crowd was just about pissing themselves.
Yeah, and again, we were talking about protecting finishers earlier.
Yeah.
They've done that with the F5 all year.
Yes, they have.
And nobody's been able to kick out of the F5, and I love that.
Yes.
They did that with the Colossus, too, with Jinder Mahal, even though he is not even in the league of Brock Lesnar.
Can you believe that this beautiful match was supposed to be Brock and Jinder?
That would have... In comparison, now that we've seen AJ and Brock Lesnar, in comparison...
My God!
You know what? I'll bet you that Brock Lesnar saying, I don't want to fight Jinder, was probably why Jinder lost the title.
One of the reasons, probably.
I bet you.
Also, the thing with Jinder was not working.
No.
But no one should have been surprised.
What WWE credit for was when it was happening, the Colossus was protected.
Yes.
You know, and that's what I really liked about, and it's what I still like about the F5.
Yeah.
And I know that that's only going to lead up to Roman Reigns kicking out of it.
Yes, we know, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
I know.
But yeah, this match and the War Games match were the 2 matches of the weekend.
Top matches, absolutely.
And if you cut the show off right here, this would be like a 9.5, 10 out of 10 show.
Perfect.
But then we have a main event. Brock and AJ should have been the main event. It should have.
I agree.
But the main event we did get. Oh boy, this was interesting. The men's Raw versus SmackDown match. This match was loaded. We had Triple H, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, who else?
Kurt.
Yeah, Kurt Angle.
Bobby
Roode, Randy Orton, John Cena, Shinsuke Nakamura, Shane McMahon. So many.
I have to laugh. Why was John Cena there?
I know.
What the hell was John Cena there for?
He didn't
wear the shirt. He was not even loyal to SmackDown. He just did like a couple slow ass locks with Kurt Angle, took 2 angle slams. And
he pinned Samoa Joe.
And that was it. Like, what? Why?
I was like, why was he here?
There was no point.
But I will say, the first third was awesome. The first third of this match was very good.
Absolutely. I love Nakamura getting the better of Triple H. I love Bobby Roode exchanging spine busters.
Yes, I love that. I was hoping that they were going to do that, and they did. It made me so happy.
That was fantastic.
Nakamura and Finn Balor were fantastic together. They have chemistry.
Absolutely.
Everyone looked good at the beginning, and then Braun Strowman eliminated Shinsuke Nakamura. And I was just like, I would be mad, but this is a huge tag match, so I'll let it slide.
I know. Who else gets pinned first? I thought Rude maybe.
I was hoping that Shane McMahon would get pinned first, but no, he's the last guy. But why though?
I'm not getting there yet. Let's continue through the match, and then I'll talk about the end.
And then we had I think the same person who suggested this was the same person that was like, hey, let's have Naomi and Alicia Fox at the same time. You have Bobby Roode going for a blockbuster, and you want Braun Strowman to catch him with a power slam.
Yeah, that was ballsy.
Why? In what universe was that going to work? And even then, don't have him catch him with a power slam. Have him catch him into a cross-body catch and then transition into the power slam.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. Apparently it is, but it shouldn't be this hard. So then Bobby Roode's out, and that's when I started to be like, okay, this is weird. This is when it started getting a little weird, but it wasn't like
when
bizarre.
We lost like 3/4 of the young guys.
Yes.
Quick, like within like 5 minutes.
And then John Cena pinned Samoa Joe when Raw started imploding. Well, actually, before that, my first big question mark with this match was when they put Braun Strowman to the table. Okay, Nakamura and Bobby Roode were already eliminated, and then they came out and helped. How is that not a disqualification?
And everybody sold that, too. Everyone's like, what the hell was that? Even on commentary, they're like, what the hell was that?
How was there no disqualification? Was this a no disqualification match? Just no one told anybody?
Clearly, because...
So, yeah, then Samoa Joe gets eliminated. Then Kurt Angle and John... I think at some point in this match, Triple H got hurt. I think Triple H got hurt. Because...
He could have.
Yeah, like, when he gave Shinsuke Nakamura that facebuster, he landed really awkwardly. And then, like, later in the match, he just was not there for very much. And then that whole instance where Kurt Angle and John Cena were wrestling each other, where it seemed like they were just trying stuff. Yeah.
That was so weird.
Yeah.
Like, that whole interaction between Kurt and Cena was just slow, and it was, like, very basic maneuvers, and it was just, like... It was fundamentals, but it was just really slow fundamentals, and it was just confusing because it just stopped the match cold.
Yeah, and you can tell that was not what was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
and they were trying. I'll give them credit; they were trying their best to save it, but yeah, it slowed the momentum of the match by a lot, but it wasn't really anyone's fault. I mean, I think Triple H was supposed to be in there with Cena, but what can you do?
I mean, Triple H had already been in a half of the match.
Yeah.
I mean, he was going to work basically the whole match and put himself over at the end of it.
Of course
That's going to wear out a 40-something-year-old dude.
Yeah. And this is where things just start getting weird. Because now it's down to Randy Orton and Shane McMahon versus Braun. Finn Balor got pinned by an RKO, which kind of annoyed me. Because all the young guys got pinned by older guys, so that was...
To be honest, this is when the match actually really soured on me.
Yeah, me too.
As soon as the average age of this match was over 40,
yeah,
I was like, man, this smells of WCW.
yes. And then when Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out and attacked Shane McMahon, once again, how was this not a DQ?
That was probably the only instance of the whole night of somebody getting under, of somebody actually losing momentum as a result of being a part of a match.
Yeah.
Was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came in there, hit Shane McMahon, and like 2 seconds later, Shane McMahon ran them off with a steel chair. And they're supposed to be this big threat to Shane.
Yeah.
Like that, I thought that completely undid half of what Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn had accomplished at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
And what they built up to that point. I was really disappointed by that.
And then things got weirder.
I know.
Randy Orton got eliminated by a Braun Strowman power slam, and now the only person left for SmackDown is Shane McMahon.
Which basically buries the entire SmackDown roster.
Yes. And I'm just sitting there like, this is so weird. This is very, very strange.
And it got weirder.
Yes. And then
it got weirder.
Shane McMahon started running wild on Kurt Angle. And I'm just watching this. I'm like, what am I watching? This is...
And then the Angle Slam and the pedigree out of nowhere.
Yes, Triple H. They're winning.
Just like, hey, I'm just going to pedigree Kurt Angle for no reason. And literally everyone there, I love the only thing about Braun Strowman is like his reaction was everybody's reaction.
Yes. Like, that was my reaction.
What?
It wasn't like, oh my gosh, what a swerve. It was like, we were winning. Why did you do that?
Like, what?
And then he pedigrees Shane McMahon and pins him. So Triple H gets the last pinfall, wins the match for his team.
That was hysterical.
Yes.
I thought that... with Triple H just like making it look like he and Shane were going to take on Braun Strowman, and then Triple H just like
Triple H wins the main event of a pay-per-view in November of 2017.
I mean, it was only last year that he was WWE champion.
It was still bizarre. So then he
last year.
He was celebrating with Braun Strowman, and then Braun Strowman beat the tar out of him. So
hey. That's one thing I got to give Triple H credit for this whole match. He sold that like legitimate fear.
And he continued to
on Raw.
When Braun
Strowman was in the corner and threatened him, Braun Strowman threatening him, the Triple H looked scared as shit. Like I thought he sold his pants. But then to turn that around and try to pedigree him, I was like, Triple H, you gotta stop, dude.
Yeah, get your sledgehammer first. You
are a paranoid dude.
He's the monster among men, you guys. It's not like we've heard that 1,000 times, but
I know.
That was the end of the main event. Very strange main event. The first third of the match was awesome.
That was so weird. I just got so annoyed that the whole Survivor Series main event was based around Hogan and Flair and Macho Man and Triple H and John Cena and Randy Orton and Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, that's not his fault. Kurt hasn't been around in a while.
Yeah.
But it just felt like all these older part-time guys were taking the big spotlight.
Yeah.
And think about WCW shows where the crowd was drained because the undercard was amazing and the main event just fell flat as a result. That's exactly what we saw at Survivor Series.
That's what everyone has been saying, that this felt like a WCW pay-per-view.
It really did. And with War Games the night before, it's just like...
Very, very
I feel
strange.
Like I'm waiting for two things now as a result of this. I'm waiting for Triple H to be committed into an insane asylum, break out, then cut a promo in the middle of the ring, tear off his suit, and pedigree his suit jacket. Which I would mark out for, by the way.
All right. I would probably mark out for that, too.
And number two... I'm waiting in like 2 years' time to see the return of Vince Russo to WWE.
I will actually kill myself.
I think that...
I am not even joking.
I'm leaving WWE. It's like, that's it.
Yes, like, abandon ship, abandon all hope, ye who enters here.
I'm going to Japan.
Yeah, I'm going to Japan. Bye. This ship is sinking fast, you guys.
God.
We're gonna see like Jon Stewart or some actor come in and become WWE champion.
Hey, of anyone who would be, it would be Jon Stewart.
Yes.
It probably would be Jon Stewart.
Oh my god, I would kill myself.
Stephen Amell.
Probably.
Stephen Amell.
Ugh. But so overall, I'm gonna give this show a very generous 9 out of 10.
Yeah, and I kind of stuck with 8 on this one, just because the main event was just so.
Yeah.
It just left a bad taste in my mouth.
If you want to go back and watch this show, just turn it off after Brock and AJ. Just.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see some strange ass shit, then watch the main event. But if you're looking for like just good quality wrestling, then you could stop after AJ and Brock.
I've never seen a match that had just 3, like each third was completely different. The first third of the main event was awesome. The second third was very slow and just kind of boring. And the last third was just freaking bizarre.
Weird. That was just a weird match.
Yes. But overall, 9 out of 10 for me. Like, if the main event was just... If the first third of the match was the entire match, then I probably would have given this show a 10 out of 10. This show had the potential to be better than NXT. And I do think NXT was better, even though I gave them the same grade. But it was
just disappointing.
Yeah.
Because, like, Survivor Series, that main event was such a star-studded group. And you really had an opportunity to get over a lot of new stars and new faces and really keep the wheel turning the way that WWE has been able to do from the very first time that Hulk Hogan came on until about John Cena. But we'll get to that. But, like, they had an opportunity, and it just feels wasted.
Yeah, they did the exact opposite.
Yeah, it really... it's just disappointing. So,
it looks like we might get Braun Strowman versus Triple H at WrestleMania. So...
It keeps Braun out of the title picture?
That's a thumbs up.
I mean, it's...
very weird.
At this point, I'd rather have Roman Reigns in it than Braun Strowman.
Yes.
And only because I'm still waiting for Braun Strowman to fully click.
I still want him to go away.
A more diverse moveset, or just something.
He needs a new finisher.
That's part of it. That's a big part of it.
Like, I'm sorry, but if I see a dude on the show the night before do a power slam and not even go for a pin, and I see this dude using it as a finisher, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, and I think of Goldberg doing that military press into that power slam, and I think that's way more intimidating than just a power slam.
I get it. He's big, but still. Overall, I'd say a pretty darn good weekend of wrestling, even though the ending was weird.
Weekend of wrestling, very much so.
Yes,
the
very
best
enjoyable.
weekend of wrestling I've had in many years.
Yes, long time. This is probably... I don't know if NXT War Games was the best NXT show, but Survivor Series is definitely the best WWE pay-per-view of the year, even with that ending.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I really would.
The only ones
the
for...
undercard shines so hard in this match.
Yeah. Like, the only 2 pay-per-views this year that I would say even came close were, like, Great Balls of Fire and TLC. But I think this show was better than both of those shows.
I think this is easily the best of the major 4.
Yes.
Of the year.
Yeah.
And, I wouldn't rank it near Wrestle Kingdom of this in January.
Oh, of course not.
I still think that's the event of the year.
Yes.
They always hype it up as the event of the year, and it always seems to deliver.
Yeah.
And I think it will probably in 2018, too, with Chris Jericho and...
Oh, my God, yes. And yes, I am going to do a review of that show.
Same.
Oh, my God, yes. I cannot wait for Wrestle Kingdom. Well, that is our review for NXT Takeover War Games and Survivor Series 2017. If you saw the show, comment down below what you thought of the show. How, on a scale of 1 to WCW, how weird was that main event?
Yeah.
Hey, at least it was WCW levels of weird, not TNA levels of weird. There's a difference.
From 1999 WCW to David Arquette winning WCW, how weird was that finish?
Yes. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Go check out the Colonist channel. We'll leave a link to his channel down below. Good night, everybody. See you next time.
Peace.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff if you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time.